this video, I'll be addressing the concerns that people have about the 109 and the support that lends to the idea that the current G modeling system is highly inaccurate. I believe that this is not true, and that there are a couple of reasons why it seems reasonable at first glance. So, first off the bat, there's some speculation that the game designers have incorporated the slanted 109 chair, it's reclined back slightly, as a way to increase the G tolerance, and the idea that perhaps that's ahistorical, or that the contribution to G tolerance would have been negligible. I see a lot of comparisons drawn to F-16s or other aircraft. Frankly, I'm not experienced enough in flight in real life to have a valid opinion on whether those comparisons are true or not. However, I can attest to another argument, or to another factor, and that is that the speed at which, or the rate at which you increase the Gs drastically affects how quickly you black out. I demonstrated that previously by pulling hard at 9 Gs, and showed how even a 2-second 9G pull, less than 2 seconds, results in blackout even after you let go of the stick. Here, I'll discuss how that impacts the performance of the 109 compared to the Yak. This is the G2, the model 109 we used in the campaign over Stalingrad. So here, I'll be doing a left-hand bank, and I'll be slowly increasing the rate of Gs. Again, just like the Yak, you can see that at 3 Gs, going up to 4 Gs, you really don't see anything in terms of blackout, or even gray out. You can pull 4 Gs all day, no problem. I start to work it up to 5 now. The big difference is that I have to pull back on the stick quite a bit more to do this than I do in the Yak. So again, 5 Gs, the pilot seems to have a little bit more leeway. It takes a little longer from the blackout, but not much. And by the time you get up to 5.5 Gs, you're really starting to black out. In the Yak, it's about 5.1, 5.2. So, perhaps the 109 does have a slight edge attributed to the chair, but it's certainly not enough to decide a fight. Rather, and this is what I'll try to demonstrate here, I'm just keeping it trimmed at the default setting, around 75%. I'm going to bank hard. I can only pull about 5.5 Gs if I pull the stick all the way back. This means that as I enter a dogfight, if I don't manually trim, nose up, it'll be very difficult for me to black out, as compared to blacking out in the Yak, where you could just accidentally pull all the way and you'll go right to sleep. However, I'm going to show that this pilot, if I trim nose up a bit, is more than capable of blacking himself out, in the same way that the Yak pilot does. So there you'll see that even after I released the stick, I blacked out. It's a bit quicker because I could only even get up to 7.2 Gs there. Whereas in the Yak, I could easily achieve 9. If I had a little bit higher speed and trimmed up more, which I'll do now, I'll show you that I can in fact achieve higher G readings. By now the pilot should be getting a bit fatigued, so I don't know if the readings are going to be as valid anymore, but I still think it's useful to illustrate how trim really can impact the effectivity of pulling the stick. Here, I achieve 8.2 Gs and immediately black out, as opposed to, 5, 6, or 7 Gs when using less trim in the 109. You'll also see that because the pilot's fatigued, the blackout takes quite a bit longer to dissipate.